All right, sports fans, how's everybody out there doing? William Martin coming at you one more time here on YouTube with another edition of the 300 Pounds of Sports Knowledge Show. Now, the Eastern Conference Finals and the NBA playoffs are set to begin this Tuesday between the Boston Celtics and the Miami Heat. Now, this will be Boston's third trip to the conference finals in the last 4 years, while for Miami, this is the furthest that they've advanced in the postseason since 2014. Now, during this regular season and with the restart in the bubble, Boston has taken 2 out of 3 from Miami during the regular season. And coming into this series, I feel like the pressure is on Boston more than it is for Miami. And you just have to ask yourself, will these Celtics be able to get over the hump? I mean, they've gotten to the conference finals 2 years in a row with this group, and they're trying to see if they can take that next step and get back to the NBA Finals. You look at a very talented core of players, and I'm talking about Jason Tatum, Jaylen Brown, and Kemba Walker on the wings. All of these guys are phenomenal athletes. You look at Tatum. Tatum has really become a better shooter. Walker is a solid penetrator. Tatum, I think, if he can find a way to mix it up as far as being an outside shooter and also playing close to the basket with the post-up game, it could be lights out, because I look at the way that he plays, and especially in the post down low for his position, he does a good job rebounding the ball. We know what Jaylen Brown brings to the table as far as being a defender, and when he starts scoring, he's very streaky, but once he starts scoring, look out. Now, the potential return of Gordon Hayward in this series is definitely going to add some depth to this this Boston bench. We saw Hayward go out in the bubble with that ankle injury. He went to Boston, he rehabbed, and all signs point to him returning to the Celtics roster at some point during this series. Marcus Smart, another veteran defender for the Celtics club. He has become a better shooter from the outside as his career has progressed. But the thing with Marcus Smart, he can't fall in love with that three-point shot, because it can and it has the potential to take the Celtics offense out of their rhythm. Now, on the flip side for Miami, we see the difference that Jimmy Butler has made with this team this year. And ever since Jimmy Butler left Chicago, he went to the Minnesota Timberwolves. He went to the Philadelphia 76ers. He never fit, in my opinion, in either one of those scenarios. In Miami, it's a much better fit for Jimmy Butler. Number one, he is the guy. You have a franchise that is committed to winning. You also have a franchise that focuses on the defensive end of the basketball court. And if you look at the first 2 rounds for Miami in this postseason, when they beat the Indiana Pacers, and then once they shocked a lot of people by being able to get through the Milwaukee Bucks in 5 games, they did it at the defensive end of the floor. And their defensive tenacity wore down their opponents, not only physically, but more mentally. And I think that is going to be a key in this series if Miami is going to advance to the NBA playoffs. Now, of course, you look at this situation. Who does Jimmy Butler take? Does he take Tatum? Does he take Jaylen Brown on the defensive end? We'll have to wait and see. But you look at the talent around Jimmy Butler. Goran Dragic right now is playing some of the best basketball of his NBA career. We are seeing the continuous development of Bam Adebayo, as this guy, he came into the NBA when the Heat drafted him a couple of years ago, very raw. But, he's developed. And, that's a credit to Eric Spoelstra and finding a way to really get the best out of him. And, of course, having a star like Jimmy Butler, like in that lineup as well, allows it all to come together. You look at the maturation process of the likes of Tyler Herro and Duncan Robinson as well. And they have really been a big part of getting Miami to this point. Now, I'll say this right now. This series is going to be won at the defensive end of the floor. You're not going to see a whole bunch of 125 to 120 games in this contest. It's a situation where, to me, I believe the first team to 100 wins any game, and it's going to be one of those things. If any team scores 100 points in any one of these contests during this series, they're really going to have to earn it. You look at the head coaching matchup, Brad Stevens versus Eric Spoelstra. And for Brad Stevens, He's shown the ability to get his Celtics to this point. This is going to be the fourth time that Brad Stevens has taken the Celtics to the conference finals, but he's never been able to get over the hump, particularly due to the fact that he always had to deal with LeBron James. This time around, it's going to be Jimmy Butler. And for Eric Spoelstra, I think that Spoelstra has something to prove here as well, because you're talking about a guy that is a two-time NBA champion as a head coach. I feel that he has never gotten the credit that he deserves, and I think part of that is due to the fact that when he won those championships, you had LeBron James, Dwayne Wade, and Chris Bosh, and a lot of people saw him as just a figurehead. But the bottom line is this guy knows how to coach. He got the anointings from Heat president Pat Riley. And this guy wants to go out there and show that, hey, you know what? I can get this team back to the NBA Finals without LeBron James. So it's going to be a tremendous X and O battle. I think most of the games in this series will come down to the final 2 minutes, and we are going to see who can execute and also who is more mentally tough. I think this is going to be a back and forth series. I think this has the potential to be the best series of this year's NBA playoffs. And I'm going to take the Miami Heat to get past the Boston Celtics in 7 games. So, folks, that is going to wrap it up. And as always, I want to take this time out to thank you for tuning into the 300 Pounds of Sports Knowledge podcast here on YouTube. If you have not already, please feel free to hit that subscribe button on here. If you're on Facebook, you can check out the sports discussion group at the Sports Depot 365. It's one of the better sports discussion groups going around right now on social media. And also, if you're on Twitter, please feel free to follow me at 300 Pounds of Sports. And like I always say, if you follow me, it will be my pleasure to follow you right back. So once again, fine folks, my name is William Martin. Take care and have yourselves a wonderful day.